Wells only and his guests are not responsible for any losses you may accrue for having weak hands. Where the haters at? Y'all bitches still ain't showed up. And now, right, we got Hex, flawless uptime. People thought this was a joke. Now they're mad at the chart. This is Wales only. Glad you guys can make it out. I'm making some claims that are pretty outlandish, but I can back them up. Boom. End of story. There is no other crypto out there, so don't get it twisted. If you don't understand where you're parking your money, you're gonna pay the consequences for that, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Boom. We're obliterating everybody, literally. There is nobody else that comes close to what Hex has done. Boom. Oh, it's about to get funky. Funkier than you could have ever imagined. You know, Richard Hart is a boss. Hex is literally the best thing on the planet. It's simple mathematics. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest. Yep. That's it. Yep. That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. Shit, motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. Man, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all deep. Everybody. My God. Ex-Asians, bro. Everybody. Australians, man. Everybody gets me. Yo, when is it told you? Dollar Cost told you. Everybody done told you. It's crazy. What's up, fam? Thank you guys for tuning in. I think this is 2 days in a row that I'm streaming, and this is an important one, actually. This one's more important than most of the ones that I usually do, because this one is literally talking about putting eyeballs on Hex, right? And there's so many ways to do it. You know, everybody's impatient. They don't really understand the situation. They don't understand the scenario that we're under. You know, because they see crap flying to the moon. And here's Hex, this thing that we all understand that is great, but it, you know, it gets no love, basically, you know. So how do we combat that, right? And this is basically what we're going to try to tackle in this stream, try to help you guys understand what the direct marketing effort is for. What's the point of it, right? What other marketing efforts do, right? Because everything is different. Marketing isn't marketing, right? So it's important we understand the goals that each marketing effort is used for. That way we can have the appropriate expectations when we're seeing the work that's being done, right? Because every effort matters, because this is brand new, right? I mean, we're talking about Hex, but never mind that, because people in the space don't even understand Hex. So let's get to the basics, right? We need to help people understand that cryptocurrency exists. And then past that point, we got to help them understand that this is the best one. Not easy, because they can't find it anywhere that they would normally find the crap, which is what is put in people's faces. So combating that, it's not easy. And it really does take the whole community to do it, because it can't just be Richard Hart. He's just one person. And once one person is tainted in any which way, doesn't matter. That's something that has to be combated as well. But when there's hundreds of thousands of people that are preaching the same narrative, well, it's kind of hard to taint anything about anybody. You just look like a buffoon, in fact. And this is what people are going to discover over time, because a lot of us are not going anywhere. And we're here to stay, and we're here to put in the work, and we're here to actually help people find financial freedom, because it's here, but they just don't know it yet. Right. And this is the cool thing about Hex. The T-share rate always goes up, but that T-share is what pays you. And once you understand that, it's kind of wide open, because it's only dependent on your economic situation, and you can change that. And we talk about that all the time as well. So let's get into what the objective of this direct marketing effort is, just to kind of give people a broad view, because I think it's really important, because again, we're going right into the house. I mean, in people's hands, not even waiting for them to sit down and maybe touch a computer or click a link. This is it's pretty significant.
And we talk a lot about like people outside of the space that you see every day, the same people that the same tweets. We run in a lot of the same circles when it comes to crypto. But when you talk about a physical card that comes in a mailbox, that's hitting an entirely different group.
Correct.
Yeah, man, it's good to be on with you, Wells. I've listened to a lot of your streams, man, and I didn't want to even interrupt that monologue, man. You were just fire right there.
Appreciate it, man.
But
I just, just try to relay the facts, man.
No, you're, man. It's like it's great,
not
man.
easy. It's
you got
not
it,
easy,
man. You got
Thank
it.
You.
No, but yeah, man. I mean, we got to think of this long term, and I mean, that's if you're in Hex, you're thinking of it long term, and you've got to think, how are we getting people in that are focused on what's coming up in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years. And I think, it's a lot of people can easily dismiss, like, okay, what is a postcard that people are just going to throw it away? Well, right. Yeah, but it goes back to who are you targeting, and who are the people that maybe not are on Twitter 24/7, maybe not listening to, live streams, or maybe not have heard of Shiba Inu, or Ethereum, or whatever.
They don't live on the internet, basically.
Right. So I'm glad you brought us on, because we got we're kind of helping with this Hex postcards project, and I kind of want to just we're trying to get it out there and make sure every Hexican knows what we're doing and how they can help.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's supremely important, because we have to combat a lot of things that other communities don't even have to consider, but at the same time, they're not even real crypto. So that's why, right? So we're trying to expose the truth, in essence, right? I mean, when you look at what's going on in the world today, it's funny, because you have a truther movement in damn near every industry that exists. You have one in the scientific realms, whether it's medical, physical, life sciences, all types of sciences are seeing truth movements. Math, finance, economics, all these industries are seeing these truth movements, because everything is just lie upon lie upon lie. So how do you get around all these lies? Well, you need communities of people to show you, hey, this is a real thing. Otherwise, how do people come to see that it is a real thing? A lot of people still think crypto is a scam. How? People are clearly retiring off this thing. I mean, and you've seen the movies. They're out there all over the place. You think they're fake too? Right? I mean, and people will go as far to think that, like, it makes no sense, but some people just like to close their minds off to such a degree that they can't even see, what's in their face. And I think we're all guilty of that in some respect, but, damn, how many people do you need to see retire off of crypto before you take a look? Right. So,
I mean, that's kind of how that was my predicament. I mean, I was the actual perfect market for Bitcoin, when it landed. I mean, I probably heard about Bitcoin just as early, certainly just as early as Richard did. But I just never paid it any mind. You know, I
Right.
let it went in one ear and out the other. You know,
Most people.
right. I mean, I mean, I was part of that. You know, I'm thinking like, what is this? This is internet money. You know,
Yeah.
but it just, I don't know. It just hits people at different times, I guess. And I think we're, especially if we're in Hex and we've done well with Hex, or we're going to do well with Hex, depending on when you got in, you have kind of a duty to go out there and tell other people about it. At least that's what I kind of feel. And I try and find different ways to get the message out there. That's not just, a retweeting or reposting, and that's great, but it's like, there's other ways other things you can do
that's
to
limited,
help
right?
people, Yeah, right.
That's just really for, and I'm very staunch about how things look on Twitter because it matters, right? So it's not like it doesn't matter, but I think that people need to get around the fact that that's just one facet of the world. The real world is out here, and it's
absolutely.
It's there. It's not going anywhere. There are going to be people that are just never going to be on Twitter all day, all night, on Telegram all day, all night. And that is the majority, not the minority. And I don't think people in crypto realize that. I'm only on the internet because I got to be. I don't really give a rat's ass about it. And that's most people, right?
Yeah.
That is honestly most people. Most adults fall into that bracket. They don't care about what's going on online. They don't, they could care less. And that only permeates into the real world, but so far, right? That's not really, if it wouldn't be for entertainment, you wouldn't even know about a lot of the crap that happens online. You just wouldn't, because it's not relevant. So how do we get in front of people when they're not even looking over here? Because the people that you want looking over here aren't looking over here. And this is what the direct marketing angle, I think, addresses specifically. Because these are people that are probably watching TV, probably going to look at their mail because they like looking at mail. These are the same quality of people because their lives are just different. They're not throwing their trash. Like, to me, mail is trash.
Yeah.
That's
90% of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my persona. So these people probably don't get a lot of spam mail. So when they get something in the mail, they're probably going to take a look because of the zip code.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's kind of one thing to bring up is that right now, especially is what we're targeting is the wealthy zip codes. And
right. Let's talk about the process, actually.
Yeah. And I want to bring Philip in because he's, it's funny because Hex is growing so big and everything. We're getting people from all walks of life. And Philip's in the direct marketing game. I mean, he's been doing it for 20 plus years. So he's a Hexican, and he is, basically helped start this whole project, and along with Togosh. And I'm just an ambassador that joined up and said, hey man, I really want to help y'all because I see this as a really great marketing tool that's just not being utilized by our space in general. And also Richard is kind of saying, hey, you need to get out there. Direct marketing is king. This is a space that's not gate kept, and it's a space that we can take advantage of.
Yep. And that's what this is all about. So that's exactly. Go ahead.
So I saw Togosh, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, that he had posted something about the postcards, and then he showed the price he was getting, and I was like, dude, this is what I do. All right. And I'd rather give it to you at cost if I know you're going to be pumping my bags.
Right.
So I really didn't start it. Togosh is the one who's the one who started putting all this together and got a designer. I think his name is Steed, to do up the first design. And then we just started taking it from there, people getting together. Davin also is in the group. It's like growing. I think we have like 400 people in there just trying to, bounce ideas around and how we can make this better.
Right. And so do you guys got a Telegram for that? That's the Telegram right there.
Yeah,
so look,
someone posted the link.
I know we're early in the stream talking about this, but for anybody that's interested in just poking around and seeing what these guys are doing and has questions, join the Telegram, t.me, Hex Postcards, and I'll put it in the chat. But you know, this is how you beat the gatekeepers and get into people's houses, right? Get into their hands.
Yeah, and
Get
it's not
in.
the most glamorous thing, but it's, you know, you're doing the work. You know, you're doing the good work. It's going to get out there. You know, it's just a slow going. You know what we were saying. Hex is a long term coin. You know, you're thinking long term. So I mean, these little things, these little efforts, these little projects, marketing strategies are going to just pay over the long term.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about this topic is that when you sit here and think about what is going on, like the process, right? You're talking about a postcard, right? And it's something so trivial in most people's heads. You know, most people's minds is like, ah, just a postcard. But that's kind of like the thing, right? You can make this whatever you want it to be. The postcard can be anything. It could be a meme. It could be literally an image of a nice place with a Hex logo with Hex.com on it. It could be whatever you want it to be. You know, so it's literally whatever is palatable, passable, and makes sense. Because you really just don't know, right? Who's gonna receive this, but you know somebody's gonna receive it. And I think that's good enough if you at least have some type of idea of what angle you want to take, especially if you're trying to like hit the humor bone or something like
Yeah.
that, right? Which is not really difficult to do because most people see memes even if they are not online all the time because they watch TV. So they'll come across it at least through there. So there's just a lot of
Yeah.
ways, right, to kind of hit the angle and try to get people to at least go to hex.com and see what's going on. Because that's ultimately the goal, right? To try to get people
Yes.
to just look at what's going on.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's the most important thing. I mean, what Richard says over and over again, you got to punch, you got to keep punching, and you got to punch very, very hard. So what is it? You got a postcard. You got, you know, you see something online, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you got to keep that message out there. And Philip's got an example of one of the cards right there. That's the card we're mostly sending out right now, although we have several designs that creators from all over the community have submitted and put up there as, you know, alternatives and things that people could, you know, take and run with themselves if they wanted to. But yeah, that's the card that we are been pushing out. We've pushed over 250,000 cards out in the United States, and it's actually gotten a lot of great results that people maybe not even aware of.
Right. And that's how the cookie crumbles, right? Sometimes you're just not gonna know good things are happening. And that's just one example, right? Anybody could design whatever
Mhm.
they want and just start dishing it out.
Yeah. And like I said, there's other designs actually on the website and in the Telegram that people could take and run with. And of course, you know, yeah, you're welcome to also design your own. And we have tools and tips with which to guide people if you go through our Telegram or to the website.
Correct. So, you know, everybody that has any ideas, you see anything interesting, you know, dish it, pitch it. Because again, it's about getting eyeballs on the material, you know, and that's only going to happen if people have something interesting to look at. You know, that postcard could be elegant and nice looking, but it could also be considered boring by most people by today's standards just because of all the just high level comedy that you see roaming the internet nowadays, right? But like you just never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe a postcard becomes so funny that people just start passing it around. Like you just never know, right? And
Well,
go ahead.
and to build on that, Wills, I mean, another thing that really piqued my interest about this project is, I'll tell you what, this is what excites me most about the whole thing. Really, you want to be honest, is you get a guy that looks at the card and he's repulsed by it, right?
Right.
But he happens to have a big Twitter account or a big Facebook or whatever, you know. But it
Yeah, I
happens
love
to
that.
have a big Twitter account. He takes a picture of the card and he says, "Look at this scam! Oh my God, they're getting into our mailbox now." And of course, it gets 1,000 retweets,
Right.
10,000 likes, and it's spread across all the Twitter space and all the crypto space, and people are sharing it and commenting and saying, "Oh my God, what is this? This is so scammy." Blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and it just gets out there, and it's viral, and it just keeps happening over and over again. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it is so funny because people just don't get it.
They don't get it, man. They do not get it.
It's kind of like it's like bad publicity, right?
Yeah.
Only it's not.
That's right. There's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
No,
You know,
no.
it's lovely, man.
Yeah. And you know, that's kind of like one of those magical things where you unless you've like ran a business or try to do some marketing stuff, you're not gonna really realize what it takes to try to get something in front of people's eyes. You're just gonna expect run of the mill, the same things you see for all the other cryptos, what they're getting. And again, Hex isn't gonna get that because Hex is an actual solution. And that's not something that's trying to be marketed. And people gotta understand that. That's just a reality. If that was the case, why is it gatekept?
Yeah.
I mean, by the volume that you see trading on exchanges or on dexes for Hex, you would presume that they would want this on their books.
Yep.
Because people buy the hell out of Hex. They don't buy the hell out of anything else. Fact.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a fact. I've gone over it many times. So this isn't even new information. This is old news. This is old news.
Well,
Right.
hey, Wells, this is for catching people up, man. That you can get a card in your mailbox and you look into it and say, "Hey, what's going on?
Right.
Hey, maybe I'll check on this guy Wales only. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about."
I mean, it's baffling, right?
Yeah.
It's baffling because we're here trying to do the same thing every other coin is getting to accomplish with no effort, and we can't get it done. So people should become aware of that. We can't get on the coin market crap page where we belong. Even Yahoo Finance, which is not where people go to look for crypto, shows us in the right spot.
Yeah.
Right. And it's things like that when people type in crypto, they're not going to get a Yahoo link.
Yeah.
They're going to get the worst links.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, and that circles back to how to what kind of spurred Richard to start Hex to begin with. Remember, he said this many times. The scams get all the play. The scams get all the attention. So what if he created a coin that used the same marketing tactics as a scam, but without the scam?
Right.
A pump and dump without the dump.
Right.
So yeah.
And here we are, still fighting it. Like if it was a scam. I wonder what would happen if Hex was actually a scam.
Yeah.
Probably be number one.
I'm sure.
So ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Because here's this thing that actually works, and we got to talk about direct marketing, like it's 1990. Go for it.
And I want to do a shout out because I'm watching the chat as we're talking, and there's a couple of things. Well, first of all, shout out to our Texas boys because the guy who started this. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Shout out to our Texas boys. I'm from Texas. We got Togosh, who started the whole postcard stuff. He's from Texas. So we got a big Texan contingent out there. But the other thing was I saw y'all mentioning Jack Levin. Now, he's been hopping around a lot lately. He's been on the Post conference and whatnot. Well, I don't know if you know this already or not, Wills, but he's mentioned it once or twice that one of the things that spurred him on to even get involved in Hex was he got a postcard in his mailbox in California. One of the postcards that we sent out.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it was one of the things that got him to say, "Hey, wait a second, let me actually look into this." And
somebody has to send that out.
Somebody had to send that out.
He understood that.
And we could send out 10,000 of those. If you get one of those out of 10,000, 100,000, I mean, how that is worth its weight in gold right there. That pays off in spades, and you get somebody like that, number 27 in Google, been in the crypto space for since 2011 or 2010 or whatever, and has that big a presence in Silicon Valley and frankly just in the tech space. So now he's become like a somebody who's is just getting around, and people are like, wow, let's let's see what this guy has to say. And who knows? I mean, just you get a card in a mailbox, and it could either end up in the trash or it could end up in the hands of somebody like that. And you never know. I mean, another instance was a gentleman that's been on Twitter since pretty much the beginning. He goes by the handle @Peter, and Richard talked about this, but he was a guy who's in Visa Ventures, like Tech Ventures or something like that. Right. And it's like that and of course he's one of those guys, took a picture of the card and showed it to his audience. He said, "Hey, what do y'all think of this? It sounds like a scam to me. Let's talk about it." And so, so there you go, man.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. A lot of that. Yep. Right. So if you're getting these postcards into the right zip codes where the people are literally interested in at least finding out what's going on because they understand somebody sent them that. Yeah. I mean, imagine what cryptos are out here sending direct marketing postage. None.
That's right.
Just Hex.
And you know what you say? What do you always say, Wales? A decorrelation, right?
That's right.
Decorrelation. Where do you want to be? You want to be away from where everyone else is.
That's right. I mean, before you know it, before you know it, this is going to be a high status item because who's receiving these postcards? People with the money.
People. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we're already at the point where RH has gotten interviewed on Fox. Like, that is unexpected, right? And that wasn't a function of the postcards. That was a function of his marketing strategy, right? Which is critical, just as critical as this marketing strategy, right? And it's working, right? And here we got an ex-Googler. So, ex-Googler on Fox. So, clearly, we're punching where we're supposed to be punching. Right. And this is what's important for people to understand. Because, again, we do not have the avenues of approach that the other coins get because we're not actually a scam. I mean, we must remember Celsius was on all the pages, all the front pages. OK.
Yep.
We got to remember that shit. Like, we got to keep it real in terms of understanding what's going on. Because otherwise, we're just going to get left behind and not realize the bigger picture, right? And this is why people get frustrated with what's going on in terms of our price action and our marketing and whatever nonsense they want to think. But they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're missing the fact that Hex is gatekept and scams are not.
That's right.
Critical, because that is everything. That is exactly why we're not we're gatekept, because this isn't a scam.
And it's got to the point where, and Richard has mentioned this a few times, he goes on his Instagram or he reaches out to the business partner at Instagram or whatever. He says, "Okay, I don't want to advertise Hex. Let me just advertise myself. Can I advertise richardhart.com?"
Right.
And he gets a message back saying, "No, that ain't gonna happen." So it's like, okay. What is he supposed to do, right? So it's kind of incumbent upon us as a community to help pump our bags, but to help Richard out here. I mean, he's trying everything he can to get himself out there to as many people as he can. But we kind of have a responsibility to do things like this. I mean, this is a very straightforward, simple thing that you can be a part of. And it's not just financially, but be a part of the Telegram, help design, make designs, give us ideas, share it with other people. I can't say enough good things about this. I love this project. I think it's a great way to tap into people that just don't normally hear the same thing over and over again.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that, I mean, I'm not really a marketing type of person, but, I think the potential is obvious, right? Because everybody can add their 2 cents and there's a market for everybody. And I think that this is one of those things where it's an opportunity for us as a community to just, just throw a design submission in the chat.
Yeah.
Donate $10, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, postage is basically, how many postcards you get out with $10? How many hundred postcards? It's got to be a nice chunk. Like, a little bit at a time goes a long way, right? Like, you don't need to drop 100K every time something happens. So these are the kinds of things that over time you hit enough good houses with enough smart people, this thing takes care of itself.
Yeah. I mean, Philip, did you want to jump in and like talk about like how many cards you could get out for a certain number of dollars, or what do you think's a good strategy about that? Or
So the estimate that we have shown there is 33 cents a postcard.
Okay.
But if what I would like to do is show people how the system actually works, for them to see the actual rates and not just take my my word for it of what I say. So if you want, I could jump on and share my screen if that's something we could do on this.
Yeah, we could do that if you want. Up to you.
All right. Give me a sec.
Sure, no rush, man. So,
yeah, I mean, it's kind of neat to see the whole process,
Yeah.
from what you would, if you would put your dollars in. Another thing I wanted to mention, now that we're kind of on the topic of the postcards again, but I know this crap, there was some stupid crap with this Twitter account thing. Well, we were
yes.
I was working with Toga. There was some miscommunication. There was someone wanted to try some sort of outrage marketing and whatnot, and we're kind of got that under control. But that was just I was left in the dark about the whole thing. And
I mean, I don't think anybody knew what was going on.
Yeah, and so I was like, the first thing I was thinking, I was like, well, who's running this account? Who's got a hack? But yeah, so Togosh, who runs the account, or he kind of passed it over to me, and so now that should be a little bit more steady. And but I just want to bring that up because I know it was kind of a weird thing. And,
yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what? $1 million of postcards? That don't quite add up.
Yeah, right.
All right.
It was like, hey, got a lot of attention, but it's it's kind of a trade-off with how you want to approach it. But I just thought I'd put that out there.
Oh man. So yeah, you can think of a lot of different ways of approaching, who you target, right? Right now, you guys are targeting specific zip codes, which is probably the most efficient way to do it. Anything other than that would just be nitpicking people by certain addresses, right?
Right.
Or certain
and another thing about this is that it's, we kind of have it down. We've kind of nailed it down to where, like, if you just wanted to make a donation or something and say, hey, just throw it to the wealthy zip codes, bing, boom, it's done. But there's also we took a lot of effort to make it so that there's like a lot of DIY aspects to it. So you can just go to the website. You see all the companies, we use to get the postcards printed. You see the different designs. You could pick a design. You could design your own thing. You could go to a different printer. You could say, hey, I want to ship these cards out to like my zip code, or the zip code in my state, or we've even have some other countries if you want to go that route. I mean, mostly we're focused on America right now, but we've been starting to kind of get some information together for other countries like Australia and the UK and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of DIY aspects to it too. So it's like, even if there's like, you're the type that's like, I don't want to give my money to somebody and have them do it, middlemen, whatever, which I completely understand. Go on the website. You can do everything yourself, from selecting a design to finding a printer to contacting that printer and getting it shipped out and seeing it being shipped out to whatever addresses you pick.
Right. Oh, that. Yo, you there, bro?
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah,
I hear you.
All right. Why is number? Oh, sharing my screen.
Yeah, you want me to share it?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Can
say when, but you gotta. Let me see. You gotta turn off your camera because it's showing. Hold Like it's on. Oh, he rugged himself.
So I don't know. I see two little screens here, and one.
Because
One is,
you got two connected. We only see yourself and the screen you're trying to share. You ready to share your screen?
yeah.
All right.
So we go to EdDM suite. Let me log in real quick. All right. So what we're doing is postcards, right? And the earliest we could send them out would be August 1st because it takes 8 days for the printing, the processing with the EdDM, and to actually send it to the post office. And then from there, it's in their hands. And the size we're doing is 6.5 by 9, 16. This means how thick it is. So 16 is thicker. And UV means the glossiness, right? So both sides glossy and both sides full color, right? So Hex test. So when we I use this example 90210, right? So that's how it works. All these are the zip codes, right? And the one that I put in is 90210, and each of these are different routes. Okay, each of that's why you have a little crazy number after the zip code, because they're each different routes. So what we do is we're interested in this last column here by median income, and we sort it, and then we select everything. All right. Now, how do I get this out of here? All right. So we were only sending above 100K. That's what we were doing. We were only sending to above 100K, and we were only sending to residences. Right. So that would be a total of 7,341 addresses.
And that one zip code.
Yeah. Yes, with the filters that we put.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So then the total, my cost, is that, right? So then we go up right here and we put 2435.28 divided by 73.41. And that would, that's the cost right there, right? So then, you know, because I'm trying to be as I want you guys to see everything, because there's people
transparency.
Because they were like, oh well, the more that you do, you should get a discount.
I don't work like that. Post office don't give a damn about your discount, bro. The hell's wrong with y'all out here, man? The hell? Really? Somebody said that?
Yeah. But like, in a way, like, so here's the thing. So now I selected everything, right? Even the ones, just for an example. And we put in the businesses as well. So now we have more addresses, right? So if we were to 41, 21 divided by 109.67, that the price actually went up.
Went up. So keep on asking questions. This is what you get. Bad answer.
Right. So why is that? You know, why is that? So like the thing is that the printer doesn't print exactly 10,967. They don't do that. What they do is that they print in increments. So the increments that they have, you would see that it is what we're doing, 6.5 by 9. It jumps from 10,000 to 15,000, right? So in our example here, we almost got like 1,000 more, but it has to print 15,000. So all those are kind of like wasted, right? And but they're still being paid for. And my job is to try to find the best use of the money.
Right.
Like, I don't think that another person who has no interest in this is just trying to make as much as they can off the printing. I don't care about the printing. I don't even want to do this job. What I want to do is get this out. Yeah, seriously. What I want to do is get this out for everybody to pump our bags. I don't want to keep working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So I want this to be as effective as possible. So if we go back to the example, and we take this off.
Philip, let me just real quick.
Sure.
Just interrupt you for just 1 second. Some guy in the chat saying, "Oh yeah, people just throw these away," and you're right. 95% of these get thrown away. But look, I mean, we're trying different marketing strategies. All right.
So let me help you out.
Yeah.
Let me help you out. Come up with another marketing strategy. Don't give us what we already know. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
try again.
Exactly. Thank you, Wills. Yeah, I mean, we are doing something. All right, you know, you're flapping your gums, man. I mean, and not to be rude, but it's like we're doing something. It's the truth. Yeah, it is the truth, and it's like it has results too, and that's the thing. We're getting results.
We just gave them like fucking 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I would just want to say, like, yeah, okay, some people throw it away, but if you look, big time companies are sending these out. You're receiving all the time, and those guys know what they're doing. Yeah. So if they're doing it, it's because there's something to it.
Correct.
You know, they're not going to be just wasting money for nothing.
Otherwise, none of this technology would exist because nobody would be able to afford it.
Right.
Yep.
It's very basic, folks. Infrastructure like this exists because it works. Otherwise, who the hell is paying for it?
Exactly.
And one last thing is that it's part of a multiple, like a multiple attack effort.
Yeah, it is multiple attack.
You see a postcard, you throw it away, right? But maybe a month down the road, you're turning on Fox Business and some guy about Hex. Yeah, where's that Hex guy? I saw a postcard about that a month ago. Yeah, exactly. What is this? Maybe I should look into it. You know, I mean, then that's kind of, you can get into that as well.
As brand awareness.
Right. Brand awareness. Thank you. Exactly.
Right.
So let me ask you guys this in the chat. It makes more sense to spend $600K for brand awareness than it does to spend $10K for brand awareness. I think not. Right. And that's just basic math. It's not even about choosing size. It's just simple mathematics.
Right.
So these are the kinds of things we need to think about, because here you're not forking over $600K to go through the whole show, dog and pony show, getting some car on a track for multiple races. Here you're just putting money down and putting this piece of information in front of somebody's face. Yep. As best they would ignore it on the track, they're going to ignore it in their house. It's no different. The person looking for this is going to find it. And these are the kinds of things we need to understand. Marketing is not some 1 + 1 = 2 scenario.
Yep.
And I think that that's the biggest issue that exists out there when it comes to trying to understand this, because it's not simple.
It's not simple. And Wells, just to piggyback on that, not one marketing strategy is gonna go for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's exactly. Like some people don't get postcards. That's not their thing. I completely understand. Some people don't get NASCAR. It's not their thing. I completely understand. To go with what you think is best. You know,
exactly.
you think interviews,
I think word of mouth is best.
Go to it. Word of mouth. There you go.
I think word of mouth is best. Look, to me, this whole time, my thing has been, if we are all talking about Hex is the next Gucci, the next Prada, the next Balenciaga, the next Valentino. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't need this crap of a coin market cap ranking site. That is for plebs, yo. That is for plebs. That is a marketing tool. That is not where people go to make money. It's just not. It's just not. Like, okay, you got a few guys that go there and do that nonsense. Well, that I guarantee you they don't got a 100% hit rate on that.
Yeah.
I like 100% hit rates.
And even if it's not your thing, you got to at least admit the fact that there are people out there that have seen these cards, that have seen the ledger mailings that I've been seeing in the chat too, and they say, "Hey, wait a second, let me look into this." I mean, it's happened. It's not. You can't argue with that. That's the truth. So whether you think it's a worthy effort or not, that's all on
That's
you. But
fine. Yeah, that's perfectly
you got
fine.
to appreciate that it is getting results.
Yeah, and that's all it's about, because just like it was okay to raise 600K for NASCAR, it's okay to
Yeah.
drop money on this. It's
Yeah.
all about hitting all the angles, and that's why I wanted to touch on this. There's nothing for me to say about raising 600K for a fucking NASCAR race. That's straightforward.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I
That's
love
obvious.
I love Motley, and I love all his crew, man. I even
Of
went out to
course.
Florida with the
But
the
that's
gang.
the point. That's the point.
yeah,
That's obvious.
yeah,
That's my point. It has nothing to do with what it was.
Right.
That was great. That was great for us. That's
Right.
obvious, because it created brand awareness.
Yes.
This is a cheaper way. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And that's what
Yep.
we should strive for: efficient capital distribution or capital allocation.
Yep.
That is all. You know, if you think stickers are a better trade, well, fuck it, do stickers.
Yep.
Whatever works for you. That's what you got to do. It's about brand awareness and what you think makes sense. That's all. I mean, $600 worth of people thought NASCAR made sense. That's it. It's pretty straightforward, man.
Yep.
You know, it's not a competition. We got to hit all the angles, right? I mean, people got to understand that. I think, you know, we got to hit all the angles. It doesn't matter what the angle is, as long as it's smart and it makes sense. We should be doing it. You know, like the billboard in the UK. I think that was the M6 somewhere. I can't remember where that is, but that's a major highway. Tons of traffic there.
Yeah, that's dope.
That is fucking sick, and it's a double-sided billboard. Yep. So when these fools are sitting there in traffic, where they gonna look? Right? And that's what it's about. You know, there's only but so many times you can ignore a 3-letter domain name. Yeah, I promise you that.
Yeah,
there's only but so many, especially a cool-looking one with a cool-looking logo.
That logo catches your eye. I mean, I know we're biased, but that logo catches your eye, man.
Not biased, bro. Anybody that looks at that logo in those colors is gonna agree, because it's unique, right? Mm-hmm. And we're living in this time where these splashy color palettes are in, so it makes sense, right? Yep. Like even when Hex first did it, it wasn't in. It's only really in now, and they really start Hex. You know, already started it. Mm-hmm. Because that was not something that was being done at the time. And that's what happens, trendsetters. That's how it goes down. And this is what people have to understand. We're at the front. And that's hard for a lot of Hexicans to accept. We're so far ahead of the space, it's not even funny. Like, we have to do direct marketing because we're that good. Because we overpower. I mean, you got to look at the data on chain. We are the volume of the market. We lead the market in volume every day. Why is that? Because there's utility here, folks. We're just being hidden. And this is the way to beat that. Direct in their face, and they can't stop it.
Philip, if you don't mind, can you pull up another tab? Or I could share the screen or whatever, but could you pull up another tab for the website, the Hex Postcards website? I just want to show one thing off real quick. Togosh just made, if you click on Richard Hart, the button that says Richard Hart right underneath that Twitter. Now, if you scroll down a little bit, that tweet right there in the middle, look at what Richard Hart says about the postcard project.
There you go.
I mean, I don't know about y'all. I'm in Hex. I respect that man. And I respect what he says. He's been in marketing for 20 plus years, 30 years probably. He knows what he's doing. All right. And we're on to something with this, and it's just something I'm proud to be a part of and help, because I really think it's getting results, and it's something simple that we can do and to keep getting the message out there, even during the bear market.
Correct. I mean, this is the time to get the message out there if at any point in time, right? Because now it's a prime point in time for people to be buying. And as you guys have been seeing, there's been a lot of buying activity today. So, we don't know if this is the end of the bear for us or not. But, with that T-share rate, I wouldn't want to be the guy to wait. So
for sure, man.
I mean, You know, it's people really. The worst thing about being a Hexican, hold on, be sure to get the first one,
There we go.
please. There's a lot of people doing them head tattoos. I don't know what the hell they thinking. Salute to them.
That's dedication, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
somebody got to do it. It ain't gonna be me. That's for sure. I mean, you know, what are we trying to do? Oh, let me get that little thing off. My bad, brother. I didn't even realize. Hold on. There we go.
All I wanted to show here, I'm gonna have to get going in a little while.
No worries.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to do this on their own, you know, and because they don't want to, you know, I get it. There's this tool called city-data.com, right? And when you scroll down the interactive map, what's cool about this is that it's going to tell you where the median. Where is this? Okay, you see down here this meter. This thing is in the way.
You need me to get the scrolling thing off the ticker?
Oh, I got it. All right. So the
There we
darker the little square here, that means the higher the value. So if you guys want to go into your own town, we could give you the designs and you could print them yourself if you think that you're more comfortable that way. But you could go into here and you could see each individual place in the United States. And also, I've been hit up from other countries asking if we do it in other countries. Unfortunately, my service, we don't do that, but I'll provide you with the designs if needed. Any help you need, any questions I could help with, just let me know if you want to do it on your own.
Yeah, Philip's been in the business forever. He knows his business, so he's a great resource. He's a great resource, and he's a fellow Hexican, and so you know,
I mean,
it's amazing the people we run into, you know, in the community that just fit into where we need them.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, how crazy is that? That here's this random guy.
Yeah.
Happens to just do this one specific thing. It's like he's a plant.
Well, it's like you say, Wells, man. It's like everybody has their purpose, right? Everybody has their thing that they do, and they can help move this community forward.
Yep. Sure is the case.
Yeah, now you say that, I just want to pull up something right here. Check this out. How do I get out of here?
Uh-oh, what did I do?
I see Wells' name there.
Oh, I guess I just said that at some point. Yeah. It's that easy too, man.
Yeah.
Not hard.
Wow.
Everybody
funny.
adds value
funny,
in their
yeah.
own way. And I think that's the most critical thing to take away from this onboarding message.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking about. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Somebody before we even started, it might have been like half an hour before we started or something. Somebody was like, "Oh, I could use some pro tips. You know, how to onboard people. My success rate is 30%. This and that." And I had to tell him, like, "Look, man, the choice isn't yours. All you can do is give somebody the information. At the end of the day, they're the ones that have to make the decision to pull the trigger. You know, you can't force anybody to say, yes, I want to learn about Hex or whatever the case is, right? You can't force nobody. You just can't, you know, and that's something that we as people in cryptocurrency, in Hex, have to understand. The only thing we can really do is try to get people to realize that this is something they might want to take a look at. And hopefully, once they take a look at it, they are, you know, realizing what's going on here. Because I don't think it's some type of big secret. You know, like, people see that times are hard out here, bro. Like, especially now with the prices shooting up, like we live in a third world country. And this is the U.S. I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
right? Like we're finally at that point, and people are still acting like we're not. So it's funny, and I said this in some other stream, but it's something for people to really sit here and think about. We're living at a point in time when something as good as Hex is down 92%, 94%, whatever. It's at 4.5 cents now. It's down 90%, right? And you got other stuff out here that you need to survive on that's costing you, that's going up in value, like if somebody's trading it higher.
Yep.
Wake up. That's not normal. Right?
Well, every day the share rate just gets a little further and further away from you, right, Wells?
Oh, that's just Hex specifically. I'm
Yeah.
over here talking about just what's happening with your dollar and what you can purchase with it, right? Like
Yeah. Oh,
you can get 20 Hex or something with $1 right now, or 25 Hex with $1 right now. 25 times 4 cents, right? That should give you $1. You can't get for pieces of garlic for $1 nowadays, right? I mean, you're gonna get something from Hex for that $1. You're not getting nothing for $1 anywhere else. And these are the kinds of things that people got to sit here and think about. Like, what is happening to your unit of account? We live at a point in time where people are lost with respect to how they earn their money, right? And everybody needs help with trying to get to this point where they realize what's happening. It's not obvious to all. And this is why trying to hit every angle is so important. It's not easy. A lot of you guys don't realize how fortunate you are to understand this situation. I was talking to myself for 20 freaking years. Yeah. I've been talking to myself for 20 freaking years, man. Not easy. Trying to get people to understand what's going on. I never in my life thought we'd be at a point where it's not just me.
Yeah.
And here we are. It's a whole community of people, and not just in Hex, but in the space trying to find this financial freedom because they understand that they need it, right? And it's just a matter of them finding their escape route, so to speak. And this is what this direct marketing is about, right? This is what everybody trying to add their 2 cents, add their value. That's what it's all about. It's not about anything else. So, I think this was a good stream. I think we touched on a lot of things that were important. I know you guys probably got to get moving, so we'll wrap it up here. But you guys, please check them out in the Telegram, t.me/Hex Postcards. You got the website right in your face as well, HEXPostcards.com. And then you also have that third site, city-data.com, if you want to do it yourself. It's out there for you to do if you want to do it, what you talking about, Molly? Getting ready for the vampires. Actually, yeah, there's a whole lot of vampire attacks out here lately. So you guys be mindful out there. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
This is probably the shortest stream I've ever done, but it's probably one of the most important ones because we all play a part in pumping our bags, right? And you guys see that quote on the screen. It's on us. It's not going to happen by ourselves. And Motley is one of those people that is a leader on that marketing front for the community, right? So just like he does his thing that way, you can do your thing however you want. And that's the message and the lesson you got to take from this stream and the actions that people like Motley take. You got to just do what you got to do. There is no right way. There is no one way. And this is why we let everybody do what they have to do as long as it's well within reason, right? And you guys see what Richard's doing. So clearly, reason is stretch.
Yeah. And everybody knows their strengths, right? And everybody knows their environment, and they know their community, and they know the people that they know. I mean, there's something out there for everybody. There's something that you can do to promote the product. There's something that you can do to help our community.
That's right. And it doesn't take a lot. It takes a little. You just got to want to participate. A simple postcard idea is sufficient. just anything to help people put an eye on this thing because they need it, whether they know it or not. And it's on us to put it in their face because they're not going to find it otherwise. You know, this is really a Willy Wonka golden ticket scenario in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Some people are going to receive it and open it and get the golden ticket because they pay attention, and some are going to trash the golden ticket because they're not paying attention. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
So, if you guys got any words, you know, go ahead, man, lay them down.
No, just come to our Telegram. Yeah, you pretty much got it all there, Wells, man. Come to our Telegram, come to the website. You know, just, you know, you don't want to send a card. You just want to make a design. You want to give us an idea. You know, you want to share it. That's all good, man. I mean, we just want to, we're just volunteers trying to pump the bags and trying to make people aware of Hex, man. At the end of the day, you know, that's all it is. And I appreciate you having us on, Wills.
My pleasure, man. And anytime.
Talking to you more, man.
Yeah. Anytime you guys want to come on, don't be shy. It's always appropriate to talk about pumping our bags, in my opinion. Right? Because
that's always a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is about. I mean, if anybody has any ideas, you know, bring them to the table. Again, it's a community effort. Nothing happens because I wanted to or one individual wants it to. We collectively make things happen. So, you know, let's keep that in mind. And you know, let's be activated and let's be motivated and let's help others, because this is how we pump our bags at the same time. Interestingly enough. So yeah, I think it's a good place to leave it. Philip, I don't know if you got anything else to say, brother, but if not, we'll just wrap it up.
Yeah, just want to say thanks for having us on, everybody.
My pleasure, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good talk.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for checking in. We out. Peace. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. Shit, motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. I mean, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all deep.